I'll just tell you that Lorenzo doesn't know who the hell Mecca is.
So you know my pops, Lorenzo, they used to run together.
Yeah, I heard the name. Never had the privilege. Where's he now?
He's inside. You ain't know that?
He doesn't know what's going on in that element, so it's a story that develops. So he doesn't. Obviously, I can't give away anything more, but he doesn't know who he is.
Everyone has a connection to Monet, but is that the only connection you all three have?
There's other connections, obviously, as people, as persons, right? We have a connection through the story, and so I think our work is influenced, and our connection is essentially our knowledge of each other's story in the plot line. And so that's a big one. That's a big one for me, at least,
Did Ghost ever know about the Tejada family? Interesting note. If you guys remember season one, Ghost actually wasn't in the streets much. He was off. He was completely off the board. And we've kind of lined up the timelines in a specific way so that Monet, who's from Brooklyn, doesn't know about Tommy and Ghost, but Lorenzo, as we start to move forward, will start to figure out how much he knows or doesn't know and when he puts together who Tariq might actually be. But that's for seasons to come. One thing to note, though, that James St. Patrick was able to run for lieutenant governor. So I want to be clear that it's not like everybody knew that James St. Patrick was Ghost. I think sometimes the fans think, oh, they must know, but they don't know, because Ghost and James St. Patrick, people didn't know his real name. People didn't know his government who knew him in the street, and people who knew him in like the legit world didn't know he was Ghost. Just that's like, if you remember. So that's why it's not like, oh, that's Ghost's son when they meet Tariq.
I would say definitely there are more connections beyond just a connection to Monet. It is the nature of those connections that we're not allowed to speak on. But we can confirm that there are connections.
Yes.
You're gonna have to watch the show in order to find out what they are.
Yeah, you gotta watch. You gotta watch.
I made all of my dreams happen.
It's the truth.
No one or nothing can stop it. If you do this shit, you can never go back.
When we met, what'd you think I was gonna be?
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we'll be talking about Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2. Did Lorenzo and Mecca have a connection with Ghost? That is the topic of discussion. Now this is just a theory video. I will break it down, go over what we all know, the information that we got from the past, and also, of course, from Power Book 2 Ghost. And, we're going to have a discussion. Now, you guys, make sure you check out my last few videos. I have broken down Monet Tejada as well as your boy Tariq St. Patrick. So follow the playlist. Continue to keep yourself updated on all the latest Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2 news. And I will continue to drop these videos and break down these characters right up until the show airs. But let's talk about it, man. The topic of discussion, these unknown connections between, of course, Lorenzo, Mecca, and hell, they even mentioned Kane as well. But I want to put more focus on Lorenzo and Mecca and their connections. Now, shout out to Big Gold Belt Media. He had an interview with the cast of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2, and he had some very interesting topics of discussion. And of course, this question was asked about, is there any other connections between Mecca, Lorenzo, Kane, of course, besides Monet? And, as you saw in this video, I showed you the clips of that interview. And, I wanted to put more focus just on Lorenzo and Mecca about other connections besides Monet. They're putting it out there that there's going to be some other connections. And this is why I made the video, because these possible connections, of course, it could be anything, right? It could be anything. It could be other characters in the show that has connections to these characters that we don't know about. As the season airs, we're going to see that, and it was mentioned in this actual video as well in the interview. Now, I want to put more focus on the past, and I'm talking about your boy Ghost. Now, I put the clip in there from your girl Courtney Kemp when she was talking about Lorenzo, and the topic of discussion back then was, did Ghost know who the Tejada family is? Especially how big Ghost is. Everybody wanted to know, like, how come everybody doesn't know who Ghost is? And this is when Courtney Kemp, she explained that everybody did not know who Ghost is. The only people that know who he was the people that he did business with. Hell, even the people that he did business with, some of those people never even saw him. They just did business with Ghost. And as far as his legal name, James St. Patrick, those people didn't know he was Ghost. The majority didn't. Yes, it were some people that did, but the majority of the people did not know who he really was. Now, a lot of fans, they say, well, he was all over TV for allegedly taking down cops or whatever. Greg Knox, he was on he was on trial for that. Of course, that all got dropped because of Angela. He didn't do it. Regardless of all that, his face was all over the TV screens. But I guess the way they want to write it out is, Ghost, people don't know who he is. They saw James St. Patrick on their TV screen. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the people don't know who Ghost is. But besides all that, because it's a lot of ups and downs with that, who is Ghost, who knew Ghost and stuff like that. I understand it can get very confusing, you know what I'm saying? Especially because we saw it from his perspective, and the majority of the people that he, had conversations with, they knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I understand it is kind of hard to see it that way. Now, I do believe when Power first started, they did a great job at explaining that everybody did not know who Ghost was. It was a big, of course, investigation. Who is Ghost? You know what I'm saying? You go back and you watch and you see exactly what I'm talking about. They didn't really know who Ghost was, and it was a big deal once Angela found out who Ghost really was. But besides all of that, we know Courtney Kemp, she mentioned in that interview, and she said that Lorenzo, he's going to be the piece that's going to start putting everything together. Because we know, just based off that interview, the connection with Lorenzo and, of course, Tariq and Ghost is going to come down the line. Lorenzo eventually is going to show us exactly how much he knows about Ghost. Now, she stated that your girl Monet, she doesn't know who Ghost is at all. But Lorenzo is going to be the one to start to put the pieces to the puzzle and start to realize how much he really does know and put those clues together to figure out exactly who Tariq really is. Now, my thing is this. We know one of the connections is Big Guap, because, of course, Kane mentioned that. Mecca mentioned that, he used to hit licks with Big Guap back in the day. We know Lorenzo used to roll with Big Guap as well, even though Mecca doesn't even know who Lorenzo is. Lorenzo, he doesn't even know who Mecca is. It's quite aware, as we saw in that teaser trailer, that Mecca knows of Lorenzo. He doesn't necessarily know who he actually is. And in that interview, Lorenzo was telling you guys, he don't know who Mecca is at all. Now, the two have a common denominator. That's Big Guap and Monet. And if the two know Big Guap, if the two are in that same circle, if Lorenzo knows who Ghost is, or if he knows a little bit about Ghost, to me, I believe it's a high chance that Mecca could possibly know who Ghost is as well. So that unknown connection could possibly be Mecca knowing who Ghost was and Lorenzo knowing who Ghost was. Whether that's them actually meeting him or they did business with him. And just remember that, because a lot of people, they get it confused. Just because you did business with a Ghost doesn't necessarily mean you actually know who he is and saw him. Remember, Tommy Egan was the one out there on the streets. Courtney Kemp, she mentioned that in that interview, that he was the one out there while Ghost was doing his thing, right? So that's why a lot of people don't necessarily know who he is. Now, when I connect these two guys, I'm pretty much just saying Lorenzo knows certain people and Mecca knows certain people. Pretty much they know people of the same circle. By them two knowing Big Guap and Lorenzo knowing of Ghost, I got a feeling that it is a high chance that Mecca knows of Ghost as well, which, you know, I can be completely wrong. I mean, we don't have the full scoop as far as Mecca and his full story. We will see more about that when the show actually airs. I just thought it would be a very interesting topic of discussion, seeing that Lorenzo eventually is going to know details about Tariq and his father, and, you know, the two know certain people of the same circle. Like I said, it makes a lot of sense to me, but then again, we don't necessarily know everything. And also, remember, this unknown connection, it can actually be people that's already in the show. Some say, you know, Cristobal, some say Roberto. At the end of the day, those characters, hell, even 2-Bit, I mean, those characters can also be that missing connection that we don't necessarily know about. But as y'all saw in that interview, they wanted to make it seem like they can't tell us who it is. I mean, which is very understandable. They're not just going to spoil it. But, you know, I got a feeling this connection will be special, and I can't wait to see how it's all going to play out. But you guys let me know, man, what do you think about this topic of discussion, this unknown connection between Mecca, Lorenzo? They did even mention Kane as well. We know Monet, she is the connection that they have right now. And also Big Guap in the GTG, that was a connection as well. We saw that in that teaser that they put out over the weekend. But of course, we don't know this other connection that they have. We will find out very, very soon. But like I said, you guys follow the playlist. Continue to support your boy. I will continue to drop these videos. We're going to continue to get ready for Power Book 2 Go Season 2, airing November 21st. We are almost there. And once again, leave your theories, predictions, everything down below, and I will catch you on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.